Hey, I wanted to talk today about some things that may be holding you back in your reselling business. Maybe they're putting it to a dead halt sometimes. Maybe some weeks you make way less money than other weeks and you're trying to figure out why. I want to go into some of the whys that happens to me, and maybe they happen to you that way too. So, my name is Marion, and I am a reseller on Poshmark mostly, but I do also sell on other platforms and send into the Real. And I had a retail store until the end of 2021. And that's why I have so much inventory in stock. So, let's just get started because I am the queen of mistakes. So, just call me the Smiley Queen of Mistake Thrifter. I am the Smiley Thrifter. My name is Marion. And I want to tell you a little bit about what I've done wrong over the past 4 years. And there are a lot of different things. And I'm just winging this. So let's just get started. So in the very beginning, what I did was I didn't accept offers. Well, I accepted offers on Poshmark. However, if something was $90 and someone offered me $80, I would counter it with $9.89. Some stupid stuff. I don't even remember what numbers, but if something was $100 and I paid $2 for it, I would say no to, $90. So I've definitely changed a lot over the years. Now I send out 50% off offers on some things. I don't even wait. I do it from the start. I know what is a good amount for me to make, and I know what I want my profit to be, and that's the other thing. So when you're first starting, you may just be saying, "Oh, I'm only paying $1. I can take 5 for it." But think about all the work you're putting into that $5. You have to thrift, or even if you get things as donations, you have to take pictures, you have to list, you have to pack it, you have to ship it, you have to store it. So think about all the things you have to do, and if you really want to be making that low of a profit. And if you see this blanket moving around, it's my dog. Loves sleeping under blankets, little Chihuahua. You might see her heads pop up, don't get scared. So what I do now is I do still buy many things for $1 and $2, but it's not the only thing that I buy. I also look up comps in the stores most of the time to see if there are certain things that I have to pay up for that are now going to make me a lot more money. And when I say a lot more money, if I spend $1, $2, $3, $5 and I'm making 30, 40, 50, you see the blanket moving? 60, 100, that's good for me. Even if it's not the total profit, because, you have to take out the fees, and you also have to take out if you're shipping or if you're making the buyer ship. That depends. I always have the buyer pay for shipping, because I feel like when I don't, I always screw myself. Like, I do it, because then I'll send out this great offer and then say, "Oh, that wasn't a good idea." So, and I see a lot of YouTubers, resellers on YouTube do that also. So I do not offer free shipping. Like I said, I mostly sell on Poshmark. So it's a set fee for anything from an ounce to 5 pounds. I think they changed that though recently a little bit, but mine's all still on $7.99 or whatever that price is. I know on the other platforms it's a little different. On Mercari, I know you can pay, you can put in the amount 0 to 1 pound or 0 to 5 ounces, or half pound, 1 pound to 2 pounds, 3 pounds to 4 pounds. And it does work out better unless someone does buy something for 5 pounds, then it doesn't work out better, because then it's a lot more. But I've made mistakes with inventory, and I've spoken about it over the years. But in case you're new, welcome, and welcome back if you're not. I do like speaking about it over again because it's a big mistake that I made. And when I started, I didn't think I was going to do this for a business. I thought that it was just going to be me cleaning out my closet. Then I started watching videos because anything that I do, I want to do great, or at least attempt to do it great, and learn from other people who've done it before. So that's what I did. So I started thrifting more and I started buying dollar things, thinking, woohoo! But I wasn't looking to see what they were worth on Poshmark or on any of the platforms or closets. So it made for a lot of extra junk that I still have. You want to talk about dead piles? Let's talk about piles that are alive in their bins and still dead because they're just not making me money. So recently I started donating them. I think I'm going to set a time. I know a lot of resellers do that. If it doesn't sell in 3 months, bye-bye. If it doesn't sell in a year. Now, there are other resellers like myself who keep things on there forever. I have things on there for 4 years now that I've relisted and relisted and relisted. You know how much work I did for that listing that's going to bring me in nothing? So I'm really starting to think differently. So if you have things on there long, I'm going to say maybe 6 months is a good time. I would think about, okay, bundling it up, donating it, or send it into the Real or Grilled, or why can't I remember places now that I've sent to? ThreadUp, or there are so many different places. I don't know if Flipped is still taking clothing and doing what they were doing. I'm not sure about that. But you have Curtsy, you have Helpsy. Now, I believe they send you clothes, those two. I'm not sure if you can send your clothes to them, but there are so many places. If you have really trendy things, you can go to Plato's Closet if you have one near you. I don't have one close, but I do have one about, I'd say, an hour and 15 minutes away. Haven't been to it, but I have been to the ones up in Finger Lakes. So you might want to do that. I believe you only get store credit. I'm not 100% sure about that, though. So if you know, please put it down in the comments so that everybody can read them. And, at least someone will know what they're talking about. And I'm thinking of the other mistakes that I made. Storage was a big one, and inventory, because I just kept on getting things and it was crazy. And it's crazy because it takes over some of my house. And now I am weaning that down, but it's not an easy task because you have to go through every bin. And my bins, depending on what's in them, small or big, can have anywhere from 10 to 40 different items in them, whether it's clothing or jewelry or home goods. So that's a lot to go through. And I did start going through a lot of it about a year and a few months ago, and I'm still working on it. So if you start out right from the beginning, that definitely makes life easier. So that's another one. The other thing is, don't start bringing things into other rooms. If you can work it so that you have everything in one room, whether it's a garage, whether it's an extra bedroom, whether it's a family room that you're not using anymore, do that. And do not buy more things than what fits in that room, because otherwise you're just becoming like me, like a storage facility, not a reseller. I have so many bins. I don't even know how many. Seriously. I have some in my office where my bird also is. So there's enough room for all the bins, the bird, me, and a little bit of room to walk. Then I have some things in my living room because that's where I work from. Then I have a lot of things on the way in. It's like a foyer, if that's what you still call it, a walkway, in from the door to another room. So it's a little crazy. Don't let that happen. Don't let it happen. Especially if it's just you reselling and you're married or you have a partner. Don't let that happen. If you're alone, you can let whatever you want happen. No, you shouldn't let it happen anyway, because your money is sitting there in those piles. They are money piles. So make sure that from the beginning, your storage, your inventory, everything's on key. And do your best to figure out what you want, what kind of profit you want. If you're going to have a niche, if you're not. In the beginning, I only sold clothing, and I found that jewelry and home goods sell more for me than clothing. I guess I just pick it out better. No, really, I'm probably a better picker when it comes to those things, because, and I say it that way because so many people sell clothing online and are making great, great money. So it really depends on you too, and how much you pay for something and how you word it. That's the other thing with descriptions and titles in your listings. Be sure that you are putting all the descriptor words in, that you are really looking up other things, not just for comps, but for comps to compare what you're putting in your listing title and description and what other people are putting in theirs. Not that you have to copy them. You could copy and paste, but make sure that all the information is the same as the item that you have, because that's another mistake. Sometimes you'll copy something and you won't take out the things that need to be taken out, and then that only hurts you in the end, because it'll say something in there and the people think that it's for this item, of course, because it's in your listing, and it's not. So it'll either get returned or they'll open a case, and you don't want that. The other thing is open cases on Poshmark. When somebody opens a case, don't you worry about it. I know that the first time someone opens a case, it's dramatic. It was like drama for me. I'm like, what? Thank God I listened to other resellers who were also creators on YouTube who were talking about how you can't let that affect you. People are going to open cases. But just know there are some that are scammers, and there are some that open true cases, and you'll have to treat those accordingly. But whenever someone opens a case, I would give you a response to it, because Poshmark reads it, and then they decide if they are going to be in your favor or in the other person's favor, or both. And I have to say, I have not had nearly as many problems with Poshmark as other people will say they do. I have only had a couple when it comes to customer service. I happen to think they have great customer service, and that's why I don't mind paying the commission. So that's another thing. Look at the commissions. So see what platforms work best for you. And if you're interested in me doing a video comparing all the platforms when it comes to fees, etc., I'll certainly do that. Just put it in the comments below. And I'm sure there are many other faults and flaws that I've come across while I'm reselling, but I can't think of any at the moment. If I do think of them, I'll jot them down, because there are so many more. I'm human. I am human. And I'll make another video, or I'll add it down below. So if you have any comments, please leave them down below. I always appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to hit like if you like this. And if you want more like this, hit that subscribe, ring that bell.